Join Premier Heating and Air in honoring our heroes all month long. And as a Memorial Day celebration, Premier Heating and Air is offering up to $2,000 off on higher efficiency systems. Log on to premiershere.com or call 478-300-2633. Premier Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company. Restrictions may apply. Cannot be combined with other offers. Expires 5/31/2026.
This May 5th, 2026 meeting of the Dublin City Council is hereby called to order. I'd ask for Councilman Paul Griggs to provide the invocation. Following the invocation, please remain standing for the pledge to the flag. Councilman Griggs.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for all the many blessings that you have bestowed upon us. We ask that you continue to bless us and lead us in the direction that is best for you. And now we ask that you bless this meeting, lead us and guide us in making the decisions that are proper to make. We ask in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good morning, everyone. We're having a different time of our meeting today because directly after this city council meeting, we'll move into our budget workshop. That will be probably a 4-hour meeting where we will, as a council, go through all the finances of the city and start working on budget items so that when we start our fiscal year on July 1st, we'll have a budget ready. So, but before we get into our budget workshop, we are going to have a regular city council meeting, and our first item, before we actually begin the meeting, I believe that that we need to amend the agenda. Do we have a motion to amend the agenda?
Motion.
To amend the agenda, take off items 5 and 6.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to amend the agenda by removing items 5 and 6. And the purpose of this is, this was a first reading of an ordinance for rezoning, and the applicant has withdrawn their rezoning request, and for that reason, we would ask the council to amend the agenda by removing those items 5 and 6. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
If any are opposed, nay. The ayes have it. So the agenda is amended to remove those items. We'll now move to item number 1, which is approval of the April 16th council meeting minutes. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion for approval.
We have a motion from Councilman Griggs and a second from Councilman Godfrey. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
If any are opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Second is approval of bills over $15,000. In your packet, you have a list of all the bills over $15,000. Are there any questions for staff regarding any of these bills? Anybody have any questions about it? All right, so if not, do we have a motion to approve these purchases or these bills over $15,000?
Motion to pay the bills.
Second. We have a motion from Councilman Jones and a second from Councilman Chain. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
If any are opposed, nay. The ayes have it. We'll now move to item number 3, which is approval of purchases over $15,000. I don't believe we have any purchases over $15,000 today, so we will now move to item number 4. Item number 4 is the first reading of a rezoning ordinance. Mr. Powell.
This is an amendment to, ordinance zoning map amendment 2604, an amendment to the official zoning map of the city of Dublin, Georgia, as previously amended for the purpose of rezoning .67 acres, more or less, of property located at 540 Charles W. Manning Way, Manning Senior Way, Dublin, from R1 single-family residential zone to R2 single-family residential zone. The purpose of the rezoning request is to allow for a child care facility to be located at that location. This property, just for the public's information, is directly across from the Oconee Gym.
All right, so this was the first reading of the ordinance. There will be a second reading and an opportunity for public comment at a public hearing on May 21st at noon. That's May 21st at noon. If anybody in the public has any desire to speak for or against this ordinance, you'll have the opportunity at that meeting to do so prior to council voting on that issue. Again, this is to allow daycare center across from the Oconee Gymnasium at the property owned by the Free Vision Deliverance Outreach Ministry. All right, items 5 and 6 have been removed from the agenda, so we'll now move to item number 7, which is a first reading of an ordinance for subdivision and variance fees by resolutions. Mr. Powell.
This is ordinance number 2606. It's an ordinance by the mayor and city council of the city of Dublin, Georgia, to amend the code of ordinances for the city of Dublin to add new authority for subdivision plan application fees and variance application fees to be set by resolution, to provide for severability, to repeal all ordinances and parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, provide for an adoption and effective date, and for other lawful purposes. As the council knows, we went through this process back during the fall to remove all of the specific fees within our actual code of ordinances and reference that those could be set by resolution. As we've been going through the fees and looking at those, particularly as it relates to the next item on the agenda, we've realized that there is not specific authority for subdivision plan review fees and also variance application fees. So this ordinance, if the council approves it, would authorize those fees to be set by resolution, which is going to be in the next item.
So this goes along with what we did previously so that we won't have to do ordinances every time we have to change a fee.
Right.
We can just do it by resolution.
And they'll all be in a fee sheet that's got all the fees.
All right. Any questions for staff regarding this?
So this is, let me get this on.
You mind pulling the microphone down? The microphone down? Yeah, thank you.
This is the first reading
Right.
for us to do the fees, and then the next one it'll be us for us setting fees. But the
Yeah, you'll go ahead and set the fees, but they won't be effective until the ordinance is adopted. This as to these two fees, just these two fees though. The rest of them are already in the ordinance.
okay.
So if we do this by ordinance, and then our next one is a resolution setting the fees, the resolution will not be effective until the ordinance passes. So if the ordinance doesn't pass for whatever reason, this resolution will not be effective.
The resolution as to these two fees
As
would
to
not
these
be
two fees.
effective.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Say that again. That resolution for what you said? I couldn't.
For these two fees,
These two fees would not go into effect.
if we don't pass.
Until you pass the
Okay,
ordinance.
gotcha. Okay, yeah, okay, gotcha. That's what.
All right, so at this time, that was the first reading of the ordinance to allow us to set subdivision and variance fees by resolution rather than by ordinance. And that's, I mean, I think we've discussed this before, that's a much easier process so that we can adjust those fees quickly without having to do ordinance. And it puts it all together in one single place so the public can easily see what all the fees are. But again, this was just the first reading. There will be a second reading and an opportunity for public comment at our next city council meeting on May 21st at noon. So if anyone wants to comment on this proposed ordinance, we will receive those comments before we vote on the item on May 21st at noon.
Hi, I'm Tom Dominy. Here at Dublin Wind Nelson, we pride ourselves on providing the industry's highest quality products at the most competitive pricing. We are a full-service wholesaler specializing in plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products. With a staff that collectively offers more than 50 years of expertise, our team knows your industry, and we can answer your questions and help you get the parts and equipment you need. From Moen to Renee, we carry the plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products you need from the brands you trust. We also carry a great lineup of Milwaukee tools. At Dublin Wind Nelson, our goal is the long-term success of your business. We achieve that goal with a simple commitment, doing things right, one customer at a time. If you have a question, or if you're looking for a hard-to-find part, give us a call. Our experts are ready to help. Order online, give us a call, or come by at 507 Airport Road in Dublin. We're committed to building long-term relationships with our customers by earning your business every day.
Since we were founded, the Houston Clinic has sought to provide the most advanced orthopedic services available to men, women, and children of all ages and all walks of life. And today, Dr. Gay and Dr. Richter continue the tradition of service in the Lawrence County communities. From our sports teams through every facet of this community, the Houston Clinic is not only proud to serve you, we deem it an honor. The Houston Clinic, 100 Medical Drive, Suite 400, in Dublin.
All right, so now we'll move to item number 8, which is a resolution to amend the permit fees for residential construction projects. Mr. Powell.
This is Resolution 2620. It's a resolution of the City of Dublin, Georgia, by and through its mayor and council, updating the schedule of fees for the City of Dublin related to certain building permit fees and to set an effective date. We've had numerous discussions about these fees, and I believe that we have it now where the council would like for us to have them. What we did after feedback from the last pre-council meeting is took the direct building permit fee, which if you're looking in your actual resolution is on, I think it's the third page. If you have it there, it's highlighted in green. It's in a section that is 6-47. And so basically what it is for single family developments or new additions to single family, the cost of the building permit would be 25 cents per heated square foot or a minimum of $200, which matches Lawrence County's fee. The other items that are identified in here in this resolution are either reductions, for example, in the zoning review for developments, we're reducing those down for single family and duplexes from $75 to $50, for commercial and multifamily from $125 to $100, for industrial manufacturing, this is zoning reviews now, $125 down to $150. Everything else as far as building permit fees related to non-residential is remaining the same as we currently have it.
The capital recovery fee for sewer went up 100. Is there a reason why? It went from 500 to 600.
Where are we looking now?
Capital
Recovery fee for the sewer went from 500 to 600. See what?
But
Yeah.
the capital recovery fee for water went down by 200, so it's actually a discount of the capital recovery fees of a total of $100 between the two.
That's the way you may look at it. I'm just curious to know why that went up 100 and couldn't stay the same as 500. It had stayed the same the whole while. It had been 500 2025, and then
That may just be a typo in that little spreadsheet there, Councilman Jones. We did not change anything as far as the capital recovery fee. I don't recall. Yes, ma'am.
We changed the capital recovery fees when we did their fee resolution the first time, because what we did is instead of having a separate ERU for residential, we provided a 70% discount on
That's right.
on the actual ERU. So the overall reduction
The
it
equivalent
actually
residential
reduced the
use.
total overall cost, but we set it as a percentage, the 70% for single family home, and then we did, I think, 50% for duplexes, and then you guys approved, I think, a 20% reduction
So-
on multifamily.
So the typo in what you're looking at on the screen there is that the current should read the same as the proposed, because we're not changing it in this. Aren't I correct? We're not changing the capital recovery fee in this.
Oh, yes, that part is correct. Yeah, I missed that one.
Yeah. So that column there that says
so it's
City of Dublin current.
all up should be 500.
The current is 300 and 5 and 600. 300 and 600 is the current. That's what you're doing now. What I'm trying to say is this resolution before you now is not changing the capital recovery fee.
So I'm talking about the capital recovery fee for sewer now.
Sewer.
I know, but
Yeah.
what I'm telling you is on that sheet that I think you're looking at. Are you
Right.
looking at what's on the screen right there?
Yes.
Now, I can't
Yeah.
see that on the screen now.
Yes.
What I'm trying to tell you is the second column over has typos in it that
Okay.
the current and the proposed should be as is listed in the proposed. So the current is 300 and 600. It's not 500 and 500.
So it's 300.
Y'all changed this back in the fall.
So we skipped the recovery fee for the sewer. Don't worry about it. What you saying?
I'm saying it's not affected by this resolution that we're doing. That what is in that little chart in your
Okay.
materials is not accurate.
So the current is 300, the proposed is 300. The current is 600 for the capital recovery fee for sewer.
Yes.
The proposed is 600.
And I only
That's not changed.
right, and I only had that on this just to give you an overall view of the cost. The only things being affected by this resolution are related to building permit fee and the plan review and zoning review fees. The capital recovery fees are not changing with this.
Okay.
What's the difference in the capital recovery fees and the TAP?
The capital recovery fee is the cost of the additional burden on the whole system overall for the particular use that's coming in. The TAP fee is the cost to actually do the connection to it. So that includes the meter cost, the service line installation cost, and those types of things. Service line on the city side.
And this just goes up to a 2,000 square foot house, feet house, right? 2,000 square feet.
This is just an example of what the fees would be.
Okay.
And it's based off of 1,500 square foot heated square
Okay.
feet.
All right, so I think I'm just going to summarize where I understand this is going to lead us. Currently, if you are building a 2,000 square foot house with 1,500 heated and cooled square feet in Lawrence County, outside the city of Dublin, there's a $375 building permit fee and a $250 health department fee, and then you have the cost of well and septic, which often will take your cost. If you don't have well and septic, your cost is around $600. If you do have to add a well, that's usually about $11,000. If it's septic, it's $5,000 to $6,000. So your cost of building that house on a raw piece of dirt is about $17,000, or at least to get started with your permits and your hard costs. So in the city of Dublin, if you're in one of our special urban redevelopment districts, and this is not changed by the ordinance, but your only cost is $1,200 for a tap fee. And that's it, to tap into our water and sewer system. There's no building permit cost, there's no trade fees, there's no capital recovery fees. So if a developer wants to do something in one of our redevelopment districts, it's very inexpensive. And what we are addressing today, though, is those parts of Dublin that are outside the urban redevelopment district, where the current fees would be roughly $2,800, $2,900 for a building permit fee, plus a survey, plus zoning review, plus plan review, plus capital recovery fees for water, plus capital recovery fees for sewer, plus a tap fee. So you'd have over $5,000 in fees to the city of Dublin. And what we're proposing today is to basically cut that in half, is to take your building permit fee from $2,900 to only $375. So that's the exact same building permit fee that Lawrence County charges, so that we would be equal in your building permit fee from city to county. And then your cost, but if you build in the city, you don't have to pay for the well and septic. You just pay that $1,200 tap fee and that $1,000 or $900 of water and sewer fee one time. Mm-hmm. So for less than $2,500, you get water, you get sewer, and you have that access maintained by the city of Dublin, so you don't have to pump the septic tank, you don't have to maintain the well. We do all that once you have those tap fees. And so your total cost within the city is around $2,500, mm-hmm. Which should make it much more economical to build in the city of Dublin and have your water and sewer taken care of. And what we're trying to do is get single-family residential back building in the city of Dublin. So, everybody knows if you're in the city, you have to pay higher taxes. We have a millage rate of 4 mills in the city, which is on top of what you pay to the county. And then you have our school tax is a little bit higher than the county school tax. But if you can get into a single-family residential single-family home, saving $15,000 in fees because you're not having to put in well and septic, that actually turns into a really good deal for building in the city. And so that's what we're trying to do today, is encourage residential construction in the city by getting our government fees as low as possible and encouraging people just to go ahead and tap into our water and sewer system at a great savings. So is that a fair summary?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It is, but there's one thing I did want to, I know we didn't have a pre-council meeting and that's on me, but Robert, would you mind to scroll down, to this is in your materials too. I just wanted to make clear to everybody what kind of the long range ramifications of this are. This is, if we had a proposed subdivision come in that was going to be developed that had, say, 286 parcels in it, this would be the difference in the city's charges that we would have for the services that we would provide related to that development. So you got what previously was our fee schedule would result in, for that same development, $317,000 worth of total fees between plan review, building permit fees, and trades fees. The current version that we have in place right now is $685,000 for that same development, which averages $2,300 per parcel within the subdivision. The one that staff was recommending got it closer to what, and that's not what's the version that you have before you now. This is what we were recommending originally to the council. Had it getting closer to $1,000 per parcel. And then this current version is going to result in the total development, as far as the work that the city would put into it, would be $105,000 at $370 a parcel. So I just wanted to make sure everybody was clear about this and how that would work.
And I think it is, especially because we're going into our budget workshop. The city is still going to have the cost of running our inspections department. We're still going to have to pay our building inspectors. We're still going to have that impact on our water and sewer system. So in a lot of ways, this is an incentive that we are offering to developers. Today, if you were to do that 280 home subdivision, the developer would have to pay close to $700,000 in fees. If we pass this ordinance, then that cost or this resolution, that cost goes down to $100,000. So it's almost a $600,000 savings to a developer wanting to do a large subdivision. So that's definitely an incentive that we're offering, but that also means that we're going to have to use other funds to pay for our inspections department and pay for our employees to do the work on a subdivision like that. So, of course, we haven't had a 286.
Exactly.
We haven't had that in the past. So, we're averaging between 25 and 30 homes a year. So if we want a 250 plus subdivision, we may have to drop these fees down. So it's kind of yes, there is a theoretical loss of $500,000 of income, but if we don't have any of these subdivisions, we're not losing anything.
I thought Benny recommended that we also ask, if they're building like that, to put in one or two gas appliances. Would that help us?
We didn't tie that into the permit fee. For one thing, because of the timing of when permit fees are paid versus it puts us in the position of being a collector after the fact, because you pay the building permit fee up front, and then you go do your construction. Well, then what happens if they don't do the gas appliance? And then what are we going to do? Go back and up the fee to try to collect that. So we just, in between all the rebates and the financing that we have and incentives for gas that we already have, we're having, most developers are asking for gas, at least one appliance as it is in the new
Because of the rebates.
residential that we're getting.
All right, any other questions about this?
The current version, which would pass next time with the second reading with the
Actually,
subdivision.
This is a resolution, so it'll pass today. if
Well, the
y'all pass-
subdivision plan fee is what I'm asking about. Okay.
yeah.
Sorry, that's $100 per lot?
It is.
Okay,
Currently in this version that we've got now before. us.
okay. But if,
And when we did some research on this, that was the mid-range average of
Okay.
what places charge for subdivision plan reviews.
Well, and what I think we should look at, and I don't want to get too far out of the bounds of here, but really, I think that we need to look at a planned development option in our ordinances, so that if you are bringing in a 100 lot subdivision, that it be part of a planned development, and that that we have they call them PUDs, and that we have a PUD review fee, because those are the ones that take the most staff time. But right now, that process just works with zoning plus subdivision. There's not like a single planned urban development process. So I think that Sharon has looked at that, and I know that council looked at it previously. But that would be a way to, if we do adopt a PUD, we could then have a PUD fee later.
Right.
That would probably be more appropriate to capture the amount of work that takes from
That's larger.
our town planning.
But when the last time we had 100 some subdivision?
Well, you've got an application, well, I don't know if they've officially filed it. Yeah, they have. We've got one going to planning and zoning right now for annexation. For 286, this exact example.
But that hasn't happened, I can't think of the last subdivision
Talking about the last one we had been,
that was built.
yeah.
It would have been,
Vault Dairy, maybe?
well, Shadow Pond will be the most
Shadow
recent.
Pond probably that's been about 30 years ago. 30.
I think the point is that we want to see families live in the city limits of Dublin. And to do that, we've got to stimulate the building. If that's a single lot, if that's a subdivision, we've got to see single-family residential development within the city limits of Dublin. And that's the desire. That's my desire anyway.
Yeah, I think that my role here is just to make sure that the council's fully well-versed in the total ramifications of everything we're doing. I'm not saying anybody disagrees with what y'all are trying to do, and I think that's great.
Well, before we get into, does any other council members have any comment or questions? All right, so has everybody had an opportunity to get all the information they need to make a vote on this today? Everybody ready to go forward? All right, if so, then let's have a motion, please.
We're gonna vote without Chris and.
Yeah, we have a quorum, so we do have a quorum, so we can move forward. Yes? Did you say you'd make the motion? So we have a motion to approve the resolution from Councilman Griggs. Do we have a second? We have a second from Councilman Colby. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
If any are opposed, nay. The ayes have it. All right, so this is, I think, consider this a big moment for
Yes.
the city of Dublin as far as reducing government fees to stimulate single-family investment in our town, single-family development. So the building permit fee has been reduced from over, $2,800 to $375 for your typical 2,000 square foot home in the town. So I hope that if there are any builders or developers out there who are interested in building homes, that you'll take a second look at building single-family homes within the city limits of Dublin. Just got a whole lot cheaper.
And I just want to point out, it's going to be effective on May the 11th, and that is to allow time, because we've got to build the new fee structure in the system, and so that'll give us some time to make sure that's implemented correctly, but it'll be effective by then.
My name is Dwayne Jeffers. I've lived in Dublin, Georgia most of my life. This is my brother, Ralph. I kind of help him along as he goes through his issues.
I just got through working on my shoulder, where I did shoulder replacement, and then I fell and broke it. So Janice has worked with me on that, and now she's working on where I fell again and dislocated the little finger, so we're trying to get it back straight. But they've been real nice and couldn't ask me any better service and taking time with us to try to achieve the goal that we both wanted.
The biggest thing with any kind of surgery you have is what therapy you have. It's to follow through with the therapy, and Janice and all of the ones here are great. They all have their own little individual things that they do, and everything is really done in a professional manner. We're at Bass today, and I would just like to say what kind of good service that I have had from them. I've had 2 rotator cuff surgeries. I've had other issues, and they have been top notch. And when I go to my doctor, he don't have to ask me where I'm going, because I don't go anywhere but to Bass.
The Medical Center of Dublin is proud to provide families all over Middle Georgia with primary care services that are hard to find under one roof. Call on our team for the highest quality of health care, family medicine, women's health care, and urgent care open until 8 p.m. Walk-ins are always welcome. If you're sick today, you'll be seen today by one of our physicians. The Medical Center has been serving our community since 1964, providing quality medical care for the entire family. Medical Center, conveniently located on Hillcrest Parkway.
All right. So we'll now move to the next item, which is a resolution for insurance benefits for the 2027 plan year. Mr. Powell.
This is Resolution 2624, a resolution by the Mayor and Council of the City of Dublin to authorize the city manager to secure property and casualty insurance benefits for the 2027 plan year for the City of Dublin, set an effective date, and for other lawful purposes. You have in your materials kind of a breakdown of all the renewals that we have. This includes some of the supplemental policies that we carry year over year. I think the overall increase, if I'm not mistaken, was about 10% across the board. And so some of them, I think there's two policies that we don't have the final quote on for the renewal, but we have an estimated amount now that we're going off of, and we just asked that council give authority for us to go ahead and renew those policies.
All right, so just so I understand, this is for all of our liability policies for everything from general liability, law enforcement liability, car insurance for all our vehicles.
Yes, and the Georgia Interlocal Risk Management Agency provides the bulk of it, GIRMA as we call it, and so that includes the public officials liability, law enforcement liability, automobile liability. There are some supplemental policies that we get, for example, law enforcement off-duty, the pollution liability, and the water tank storage liability that we have, as well as cyber liability. Yep.
Okay.
And then we do also provide liability and property insurance for the land bank through GIRMA as well, and that's $4,375.
All right, so this is authorizing our property and casualty insurance benefits renewals on those plans. Do we have any questions for staff regarding that? If not, do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
So we have a motion from Councilman Colby with a second from Councilman Griggs. Just for transparency, I want everyone to know the numbers that are involved here. The premiums are $800,000 for auto and general liability, about $4,200 for law enforcement off-duty and pollution liability, as well as cyber liability and storage tank, roughly $24,000 on the supplemental pollution coverage. So your total authorization on all these insurance policies are just south of $900,000, but the final amounts won't be known until they get the final plan cost. So with that information, all those in favor of authorizing this expense, please say aye.
Aye.
If any are opposed, nay. The ayes have it. All right, let's move to item number 10 on the agenda, which is authorizing a bid award for the West Mary Street project. Mr. Powell.
This is Resolution 2626, a resolution of the City of Dublin, Georgia, by and through its mayor and council to award a bid to Total Earth Services, LLC, for the West Mary Street Road and Drainage Improvements Project and the West Moore Street Road and Drainage Improvement Project, to authorize the mayor to execute and deliver an agreement for said services, to provide authority for approvals and expenditures for the project, set an effective date, and for other lawful purposes. We've been working on this one for quite a while.
Yes.
And I'm glad to say we're finally here with it. We did solicit bids. We combined two projects. One is the CDBG project, which is funding the bulk of the project, and that's on West Mary Street, which is a drainage and road improvement project. The other on West Moore Street is purely drainage and dealing with the drainage issue over there that we've identified a couple years ago. TES was the low bid for both divisions of this. We've got it divided up into two for reporting purposes for the grant and compliance with that. And we feel like we got a better bang for our buck by putting them together, especially since they're in very close proximity to one another. The total bid is $1,177,787.68 for Division 1, which is the West Mary Street. The other on West Moore Street, the bid was $173,624.20. This will be paid for by a combination of the 2024 SPLOST the CDBG grant, which is the bulk of it, which is $862,771. And West Moore Street will be paid for with T-Splosh dollars.
All right, so, and I just want to make sure everybody knows what we're trying to accomplish with this project. Can you just say what the goal of the project is?
It's first and foremost dealing with a significant drainage issue on West Mary Street. It will divert rainwater and stormwater from going onto people's property from the roadway, as we've seen in the past, and then it will resurface West Mary Street, and it will also add a sidewalk along West Mary Street, and it will connect up to the existing sidewalk that is over on the Housing Authority side. It goes that far. The project on West Moore Street, there's a culvert underneath the road that is failing and needs to be replaced, as well as some additional stormwater pipe that extends beyond that, and that'll be a replacement for that.
So after this project is complete, the people who live in that area should no longer experience flooding either in their yards or on the streets?
Especially the ones that live right there on West Mary Street, and then, there's a few houses right there that have the bulk of it, and they'll be getting relief from this.
And then there'll also be, improved roadway and pedestrian safety.
That's right. And the location of some of the stormwater pipe is going through. We got some easements for this. And so TES and our engineering department will be coordinating with the property owners on the timing of construction. I know there's a daycare facility over there that we've been working very closely with, and we'll be making sure we contact them to let them know when that will be, and working to coordinate that. And I think we're even going to do some either late at night or Saturday work to help relieve the impact to her business operations.
All right, so
Sidewalk go all the way, excuse me, sidewalk be extended all the way to Jefferson Street, right?
It goes to Jefferson, and then it connects all the way over to the existing one that's
the one
in.
from the Housing Authority?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this project did come in at greater expense than what we had initially anticipated back when we did the bid in 2024. So, part of approving this project is council taking some of the funds that were in our 2024 SPLOST and T-SPLOST and using it for this project. The total project cost is just under $1.3 million, which, I think we're thankful that TES bid on the project. The highest bid was 50% higher than that at over $2 million. So, getting multiple bidders on this project, I think, has helped get the cost down to a level that we can go forward with it, while still preserving some of our T-SPLOST money and SPLOST money for the projects that we had also budgeted. But I just want to make sure all of council is aware that this will kind of push into our 24 SPLOST and T-SPLOST funds a little bit more than what was expected in 2024 when we first approved the project.
So with that being said, and if this is approved, when are we looking for them to start?
We'll have a pre-construction meeting with them soon to figure out their timeline on when they can actually start. I think how many days are they expecting it to take, or did they say?
It's going to be probably around 6 to 8 months, but they're working on the roundabout right now. We got to get the contracts together for them to sign, so I anticipate they'll probably start in the next 60 to 75 days or so.
Thank you.
So you're saying they'll start within 2 to 3 months? Okay.
Some.
And they work pretty fast. The TES is known for their speed that they get projects completed. All right, any questions for staff or any comments?
And I'll say they do good work, so we may have a unicorn right here. We got they're the cheapest, they're fast, and they do good work.
All right. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right. So we have a motion to approve from Councilman Jones and a second from Councilman Godfrey. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
If any are opposed, nay. The ayes have it. I know everyone is excited to get this
Yes.
project underway. It's been 2 years in the making, but it looks like it may be starting in
2 years.
Yeah, well, 2 years since the grant. It was years before that too. So,
Long time.
all right. We usually don't have ribbon cuttings on roads, but
Probably should do one for
probably
that.
should
Yeah,
do that.
absolutely.
Would for that.
Hello, my name is Paris Williams with Take It to Paris Home Care, your structured family caregiving provider. If you have a disabled loved one that's on Medicaid, did you know that you can get paid? Give us a call at 772-3044. We have some amazing team members that will be happy to help you and walk you through this process of getting paid to take care of your loved one. Again, my name is Paris Williams with Take It to Paris Home Care.
Townsend Brothers Funeral Home has been serving our community since 1937. Our family will treat your family with grace, dignity, and heartfelt sincerity with an extraordinary level of professionalism. You are our friends, and it is a privilege to take care of you and your loved one in a time of need. Townsend Brothers Funeral Home, family owned and family focused.
All right, so let's go to item number 11, which is a resolution regarding a service agreement and equipment purchase with Calix.
This is Resolution 2627, a resolution by the Mayor and Council of the City of Dublin, Georgia, authorizing the city manager to negotiate service agreements and make equipment and licensing purchases with Calix, to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the same, set an effective date, and for other lawful purposes. We have been using Calix, as you all know, for a lot of our telecom equipment and services. Unfortunately, some of the services that used to be free, they're now charging for, so that's a lot of what the services are that we're now subscribing to, that's outlined in your backup agenda. We do have about $36,000 worth of equipment that we need to buy. This is Robert Jefferson, our telecommunications director, has requested this and is indicating that it is to help us be able to ensure we can provide faster speeds on internet for all of our customers. And then it also includes some portal licensing to allow individual devices to be monitored and managed by staff. So we asked that council approve this, and we did overall budget for this. All of the money that was budgeted for this was in, I believe, the equipment account, but we'll be diverting it to a proper account, as we've realized that it's going to be licensing and some other things that go into software support and professional services.
All right, so do we have any questions? I know Mr. Jefferson is here. If any council members have questions, since we didn't have pre-council. If not, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
All right, we've got a motion to approve from Councilman Jones, a second from Councilman Griggs. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
If any are opposed, nay. All right, the ayes have it. As far as board appointments go, we do have an opening on the Black History Banner Committee. Carrie Smith, who has owned that committee and served for a number of years, has moved to take a job in Jefferson, Georgia. So in that opening, let me just verify this. This is a committee of the mayor. So under our charter, the mayor appoints citizen committees and committees of council, unless there is a particular resolution establishing a committee that has council appointments. This is a mayor's committee. So at this time, I'll appoint Richard Nesbitt to the Black History Banner Committee. Mr. Nesbitt, thank you for your service to the community. Look forward to having you on board with this committee, and I appreciate Councilman Jones for providing that recommendation for that nomination. All right, at this time, we'll have citizens' comments. If there are any citizens who would like to make a comment, now is your opportunity. I know this is an early morning meeting, so we've got a lot of staff here, but no citizens, so it is now time for, we don't have an executive session today. So there will be no executive session. No. What will happen is, after council comments, we will adjourn to a workshop meeting to discuss our next year's budget. The public is welcome to attend that budget workshop. It will last several hours. We'll go through all the financial details for the City of Dublin for our next fiscal year. But at this time, we will have council comments. Councilman Brown.
No comment, but glad I'm here.
Glad to see you. Just popped in at the end. All right, Councilman Jones.
Thank you, man. Like, thank everyone that showed up, came out. And like saying, a long time coming. Thank you for the West Mary Street project. We've been working on that for a long time. I told citizens a long time ago I could have been got that road paved a long time ago, but there was no need to get the road paved if you're not going to do it right. I knew it was something else wrong with that road, and the sidewalk was a concern. So we finally are addressing all the issues on that side, so we're getting it done. We're doing it right. So the citizens over there can feel free. That's a lot of foot traffic, pedestrian traffic that walk. So now they can walk on the sidewalk, and that road will be paved. And I already know the next thing they be asking for will be a speed bump because people do tend to speed down that road. So that would probably be the next thing being asked. But thank you, and everyone be safe and enjoy. Have a happy Mother's Day. All the mothers out there, happy early Mother's Day.
All right, thank you, Councilman Jones. Councilman Godfrey.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you all for coming out today. I'm excited, so excited about the West Mary Street project. And also, I wanted to remind everyone about the Good Info Expo on Friday. It's from 11 to 2 at the Market on Madison. So I hope to see you there, and I hope my council members and mayor would also be there. Have a great weekend, and happy Mother's Day as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Councilman Godfrey. Councilman Colby.
Thank you so much for being here. I just wanted to say, very excited to see some progress on things we've been talking about for years. And I think the most exciting thing for me today is seeing the possibilities of future single-family homes. We need more families in the city of Dublin, and I really think that the reduction, more than an 80% reduction in these building permit fees down to 25 cents per heated square foot is going to really encourage that. So I'm excited to see how that's going to bring new families to Dublin.
All right, thank you, Councilman Colby. Councilman Griggs.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No comment.
All right, Councilman Chain.
No comment, Mayor.
All right, great. And I did want to point out we should give a thank you to the state and federal agencies that help fund the Mary Street project. You know,
Yes.
as Councilman Jones said, it's something that we've been wanting to do for a long time, but it's the fact that we got, I think, almost $900,000 from, it was a pass-through from the federal government to the state, and then the state awarded the project to the city of Dublin. So it's a combination of federal money and state agencies that awarded the city of Dublin close to $900,000 to allow us to do this project right. So very appreciative to the grant funding that we've received, and I know that Candy Powell with our office works on grants. And if anybody sticks around for our budget workshop, you'll see how important grants are to many of the projects that we pursue as a city. It allows us to keep our property taxes low and still accomplish these projects. Mr. Powell, do you have any comments?
No comments.
All right, with that, that wraps up our citizens' comments, and we will now adjourn our regular city council meeting, and we will re-adjourn for our budget workshop in about 10 minutes. Thank you very much for coming.